Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto, and as you can imagine, things are absolutely nuts. Um, from chat sessions between Binance employees being released by the SEC, um, yeah, that's an invasion of privacy, and it can also be taken as intimidation. And CZ has actually called out the intimidation tactic. So that's going to be interesting. Just saying. Um, House Republicans. I told you that a lot of congressmen were not pleased with Gary Gensler, and they had told him back off of stablecoins. By going after Binance's stablecoin, he has kind of stepped over the line, and this bill that they're trying to get through is going to be kind of a wake up call. So that's one thing that Gary Gensler brought on, right? Just hold that in the back of your head. You've got large companies, large venture capital firms, hedge funds like Paradigm saying, hey, look, listen, what you're doing, dead wrong, dead wrong. And so they're coming out. Animoca Brands is launching globally. Why? Because they don't care. Everything that's going on with the SEC, and it's still driving growth. Again, these things keep in the back of your head. Here's the big one. Here's the big one that really makes me stop and think. Elizabeth Warren done lost her damn head, and she's mad. So she's saying that Binance lied to Congress, and she's seeking an investigation, like by the DOJ. I'm looking at this, and I honestly think the woman's lost her mind, and the reason why is because I don't know that she's had any major wins against the financial industry, the traditional financial industry. So she's aiming directly at crypto. Well, if I couldn't beat them, I can definitely beat you, is the feeling that I get. I don't get the feeling that she's actually working to help retail or even institutional investors here. I get the feeling that she just wants to destroy something, not learn about it and understand its impacts, but destroy it just because she wants to destroy it. And that tells me a lot about where her head is at right now. Are you really here to help, or are you really here to judge? Just what are you doing? And that becomes a problem for me, given how she's operating and how Gary Gensler is operating. Because Gary Gensler, you're releasing chats. I mean, that's not public information. So whether they're personal chats between employees or company chats, that's not meant for public consumption. What are you doing? Just what are you thinking? So I'm troubled. I'm still troubled because I'm still trying to figure out how the actions by the SEC and Gary Gensler equate to looking out for investors, whether they be retail or institutional. Just how. Circle came out. What's his name? Jeremy Allaire was like, listen, regulate us. The whole industry has said basically regulate us, work with us, understand what we do, how we're doing it, and regulate us. Several of the exchanges in the United States, several of the centralized exchanges, including Binance, Kraken, Gemini, Binance US, they have all tried to work with the SEC to register. And they've all said, we've tried to work with them for over a year to do so. If you can't, there's a simple form, Gary said. Where? That's a big room of a lot of smart people. I'm sure they could have figured it out. They couldn't figure it out because you didn't figure it out, and you don't want them to actually register. So when all those companies go to court and they say, look, listen, here's us going into the offices. Here's us communicating. How? I think Gary Gensler is going to have a hard time doing this. I think his eyes ate more than his body could actually handle, and he's taken on way too much now. I do think he's, in for a loss with XRP. I think these are the flailing actions, right? There are people in Congress, there are politicians that they cannot fire Gary Gensler from his current position. They can't do that. What they can do is they can change the operating model of the SEC from being led by one to being led by a board. They can do that. And there are rumors that they want to do that. Actually, there aren't even rumors. There's actually reporting that people have said it out loud. When you think about that, that's the juicy part. You're taking on, lawsuits that are wrought with holes. You're going after an industry that you said you were beloved, just love the industry, love the technology, blah, 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 blah. And in less than, 2 years? Because it was only back in 2019, and you've been SEC chair for how long? You've been within the government for how long? So within a couple of years, you've done a 180. How, why, to what end, for who? That's what I want to know, Gary. Tell us all for who. Tell us all why. Show us. Okay? Show us all that we're wrong, you're right, and prove it. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Shiba Inu, this was news from a couple of days ago. Shiba Inu unveils Rocket Pond, the metaverse. That's actually going to be big. I think the metaverse is coming back. If you don't know, I'm actually a principal in the Metaverse Standards Forum. So I kind of know, I kind of see, what's coming before it's public, things like that, just making friends and having conversations. Can't divulge public information, things like that. But you can kind of see. And I think the metaverse is going to be huge. I think the metaverse is going to be huge. It's teensy weensy right now, but you have a lot of things going on in that space. And I think it's going to be big. And Shiba Inu launching Rocket Pond, or unveiling Rocket Pond, is going to be big. Something else that I think is going to continue to be big are NFTs. I also think the use cases for NFTs are going to grow and blossom. Kraken launched their NFT marketplace with Polygon integration. I mean, there are a lot of NFTs on Polygon. Polygon. I say it to be funny, but I say it to be real. Polygon was one of the coins that was listed by the SEC as being, a security. And I'm just sitting back and I'm going, there are so many things that you could say are securities, but you're not doing anything about it, or you're not talking about it. I still scratch my head about how has Coinbase been in business, since 2014? Something like that. It's 2023 now. They've been doing the same thing for eons. But I digress. BitGo acquires Prime Trust because Prime Trust, the rumors were it was going to go belly up. So BitGo is going to snatch that up, 100% of it. Gives them the ability to offer more financial services. So BitGo is making moves. Unfortunately, the Commonwealth Bank of Australia is saying that they're going to limit fiat payments. Something else that's big is Binance US is going to stop the ability to pull out fiat, pull out real money, beginning the 13th or the 14th. So that means you got to get your money out fast, or just transfer your funds someplace else where you can get it out. Because basically the SEC has gotten to the banks and said, you can't work with these people anymore, and they've shut them down. Anyway, deep breath. We will get through this. But we should, we should do? We should get to the numbers. All right, let's prepare that. Bear with me. Doo-doo-doo. And there you go. So let me just refresh this real quick. I haven't refreshed it in the past 15 minutes. So let's see what's going on. You can tell that, 5% rule. That's what's going on here. So no real hard losers, but another 3% for Cardano. VeChain down another 3%. So you're looking at loss upon loss. So that makes it a bigger move. So you should be paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to it from a perspective of DCA. Because some of these projects I really like, so I'm really paying attention to that kind of stuff. On the upside, I have never used this particular decentralized exchange, BSCEX, but it is a decentralized exchange, and they've grown a bit. It runs on Binance's, I think, on Binance's blockchain. So hence you can see why it's going up. A lot more traffic has gone on. So it's going to be interesting. So we'll see. I don't know. Pepe up 8%. That's stunning. It's been down a bit. As you can see, it's down 73% from its all-time high. It's still trading at below $500 million. I don't know if I have not messed around with it. I don't plan on messing around with it. I'm just not going to play around with it. It's too volatile and it has no kind of use case. I just don't see it. Anyway, what you got there on the big board, you still have Ethereum just below, trying to get back above that 1850 mark. You have Bitcoin hanging out, around that 26.5 mark. Currently, it's at 26,615. You start to look at that and you say, well, okay, so we've hit new bottoms and we're kind of bouncing along still laterally. So if you were to zoom out, and we can do that in this other chart, when you zoom out, you realize, yeah, we are definitely, looking laterally. So yeah, we have, come below my green line. We've hit below, but we're trying to stay above into that bracket that I have, which is, again, it ranges from 26,475 to 31,580. That's my green band, as I call it. And we're bouncing around the absolute bottom of that band. The absolute bottom, and in between there, I have $28,028 as my point for Bitcoin to actually reach before it skyrockets. If we can maintain above 28,28 for a period of time, I believe Bitcoin will skyrocket. And I don't mean like, $60,000-$70,000 like it did before, but I'm thinking, 40-50 from that point. And right now, I have to tell you, I'm proud of the industry because it is showing its resilience. It is absolutely showing its resilience. When you think about Europe basically being in recession, the United States either in recession or about to be, whether it's soft or hard, doesn't matter. The economy for those people feet on the street is not so great. So, and we feel it. So it's something to ponder. All right. DeFi Llama, we're down again to 57 billion in total value locked. The Fear and Greed Index still at 50. Wow. That is resilience. Holy moly. You look at the numbers and you see that, Polygon's gone down lower than the 78 cents it's been at now. I think it's gone down as low as 75. Let me go check. Let's go. Yep. Don't kill my video. There you go. Yeah, so it's been down as much as 76. Let's go to a 7-day, see how long it's been. So, okay. So it did touch 75, but when I take a look at this and I sit back, I kind of go, I think it's going to go up. I really do think it's going to go up. It's a side chain for Ethereum. It moves fast. There are a lot of projects that are on there, and those projects are not leaving. They're not leaving. Their ZK EVM is fast as hell. It's cheaper. I think it's going to grow. So for me, again, I'm looking at this as a DCA opportunity. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. If you have any questions, suggestions, even corrections, I don't mind saying that I'm wrong. I love to learn. Just let me know. Drop me a note. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.